Okay, so what we're going to work on this section is learning how to solve systems of equations in 3 variables. And so when solving systems with 3 variables, you start by figuring out what variable you want to try and eliminate first. I find it very helpful to label your equations A, B, and C, and you will have to combine 2 equations, sometimes twice, to eliminate a variable. So if you're working alone, you may not have to do A, B, and C, but sometimes I still find it helpful to do that so you reference which one we're doing. So I'm going to kind of start off with this first one. We're not going to finish this first one off, but I'm going to kind of show the process. So for A, B, and C, I have x's, 1x, 5x, 1x. I have y's, 2y, 1y, 4y. And then I have z's, 5z, 6z, 5z. It really doesn't matter which variable you want to get rid of here because they're all different. If I were to choose one, I probably would try and choose the y's. And so what I have to do is I have to do a combination. And when I do this, I can combine A with B, I can combine B with C, and I can combine A with C. I have to do, oops, I didn't mean to put a comma there. I have to do some kind of combination there. And my goal is to eliminate the y's. Okay, so I'm going to start off by doing A with B. So A, x plus 2y minus 5z equals 4. And then B, 5x plus y plus 6z equals 29. Now you do have to be careful that you write everything down correctly. And now we treat this as if we would treat another one, right? I want to have a positive 2y and a negative 2y. So that means this top one, I just times everything by 1. So I'm going to get x plus 2y minus 5z is equal to 4. The bottom one, I'm going to have to multiply everything by negative 2. So I'll get negative 10x, and then negative 12z, and then 58, negative 58. Okay? So I multiplied everything by 2, so now the y's are gone. So I have negative 9x minus 17z is equal to negative 54. Okay, so that was combining A and B. Now, I think I'm going to combine A with C. So now, A is x plus 2y minus 5z equals 4. C is x minus 4y plus 5z equals 10. Kind of run out of space. I'm not gonna write lower because I know we're gonna need that, so I'm gonna kind of put this up here. So I want to have a positive 4y and a negative 4y. So I'm gonna make the top a positive 4y, the bottom a negative 4y. So this top one, I'm having to multiply by negative 2. So I'm gonna get negative 2x plus 4y plus 10z equals negative 8. For this bottom one, I don't have to multiply by anything because I already got the 4y. So it'll be x plus 5z plus 10. So my y's are crossed off. So now I have a negative 1x plus 15z equals 2. And now what you would do is you would have a simple system of equation problem that you know how to put those things together to find your answer. So it's definitely more steps. This one's kind of a worst case scenario of what would happen, and then you'd have to combine those steps. We're going to start with 2 easier ones, but this is kind of what elimination looks like for systems of 3 variables. So I wanted to give you a heads up of what we're having to do. Okay, so number 1's a pretty nice example because I already have one of my answers. When we write our answers, we write them in x, comma, y, comma, z form or alphabetical form, alphabetical order. And so 2, comma, something, comma, something. Well, if you notice right here, label those. Equation B only has two variables. It has x, which I already know what x is, and then the y. So since x is 2, I'm going to plug that in, and I get 4 plus 3y equals negative 5. Subtract 4 on both sides, so 3y is negative 9. And divide both sides by 3, so y is negative 3. So that gives me the second answer. Now to find the third answer, I'm going to have to use equation C. And equation C is going to be x minus 4y plus 2z equals 16. So let's just plug those in. X was 2, minus 4 times y, which is negative 3, plus 2z is 16. So that's 2 plus 12, plus 2z is 16. 2 and 12 is 14. You get rid of a plus 14 by minusing 14, so you get 2z is 2. Divide both sides by 2, so z is 1. So this one, even though it looks like it's a lot of steps, that's actually a pretty easy one because it already gave you one answer and it was easy to plug it in to find the second answer, and then you plug those two in to find the third. Okay, example 2 is a little harder, still not as hard as what we did above, but it's a good stepping stone for our first day doing this. So I have to get rid of x, y, or z. So my x's, you see I have 2, 3, and 1. My y is 1, negative 1, and 1. And my z's 2, 1, and 1. The easiest thing to be able to get rid of is the y's because they all have 1s. So I'm going to combine A and B first. And the reason I'm combining A and B is because one has a positive, one has a negative. And since I'm not having to write, I'm just going to write it again, but I'm not going to have to multiply because my y's are going to cross off, Okay, so y's are gone. So I get 5x minus 1z equals 23. Okay. Now I'm going to put B with C. And again, I'm doing those two because I already have a negative y and a positive y. So B is 3x minus y plus z equals 9. And C is x plus y minus z is 7. So my y's cross off. So I get 4x. Oh, look at this. A positive z and a negative z, that's also going to cross off. So I end up with 4x is 16. Divide both sides by 4, so x is 4. Look, we already found an answer. That one wasn't that bad. Well, look here. If I plug this in here, I only have to solve for y now. I solve for z pretty easily. Except let me write it down. It's supposed to say minus 1z is 23. So that's 20 minus z is 23. Subtract 20 on both sides, and you get a 3. Divide both sides by negative 1, and you get a negative 3. So now I just have to find y. Doesn't matter which one you use. You can use equation A, B, or C. I'm going to use C because I think C is the easiest because it has no numbers to multiply by. So it'll be x plus y minus z is 7. So 4 plus y minus negative 3, because the z was negative 3, so I got to put in the negative, equals 7. So that's y plus 7 equals 7. Subtract 7 on both sides, and we get 0. So these are definitely harder problems, and they take more steps. You got to be really careful to make sure you copy the problem down correctly. You got to be really careful to make sure you don't drop off negatives. Those are going to be the biggest mistakes.